So coming to the geopolitical situation and what Prime Minister Modi ji currently nudge about gold resistance buying. So what are the new policies and reforms, if you could elaborate on those?
Before that, I'll give you some background of what the gold, landscape in India is. India roughly imports around 700 tons in India gold, which was around 1000 tons earlier, but now it's about 700 to 800 tons. Indian mines only produce about 3 tons.
3 tons.
Currently, India has, it's an estimate, around 35 to 40,000 tons of gold is lying in India.
So silver के बारे में से बताइए. I mean, still I can see that there are some deficit of silver. I mean, जितना चाहिए उतना हमारे पास नहीं है. तो इसमें से कितना परसेंटेज वेडिंग्स में और ब्राइड्स में कितना परसेंटेज जाता होगा?
एक वर्ल्ड गोल्ड काउंसिल का रिपोर्ट है. They have stated it around 60 to 65% of the jewelry sold is related to wedding.
I'm seeing a lot of weddings around celebrities and otherwise also. They are wearing big nuts. So that
Nut is one ornament that has this unique power that the lady can wear anything that she wants.
today's guest is a man who sits at a fascinating intersection of a 117-year-old legacy and the cutting edge of modern industrial policy. Ashish Pethe is a partner at Vamanhari Pethe Jewellers, a brand that has been a cornerstone of trust in India since 1909. He has been a pivotal voice in navigating the industry through GST, hallmarking, and the evolving digital landscape. Today, we dive into how he maintains a narrative moat for a century-old brand and his perspectives on gold as a geopolitical shield in 2026. Welcome, Ashish ji, to the Story Foundry podcast.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste.
My pleasure to be here.
So finally आप आ गए. बहुत से follow-ups किए आपको.
Took almost 3 months, but yes.
Yes.
We are here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in short में बताइए अपने बारे में. I mean, just wanted to know your journey.
About the company journey, so you know that it was founded by our founders, my late grandfather Ganeshari Pethe and his brother Vamanhari Pethe in 1909.
Okay.
So we are 117-year legacy. I am the third generation in the company, and the fifth generation is also active in the company.
Okay.
So we have around 33 stores across 3 states,
Okay.
and more than 1,000 people team we have. About myself personally, I'm electrical engineer from VJTI
Okay.
and MBA marketing from Symbiosis. I used to be in HTA,
Okay.
advertising, Tata Power.
Okay.
But then time came when my father said, you have to take a call now,
Okay.
whether professional career or you want to join the business. So finally, 31 years back, I joined the business. And since then, it's been 30 years that I've been involved in our business. And mainly I look after advertising, procurement, banking and legal
Okay.
in the company. And past 6-8 years, I've been also involved in our trade bodies
Okay.
across India, All India Gem and Jewelry Domestic Council.
Okay.
I was the national chairman for 2 years.
Okay.
Then I was on the governing board of India Bullion Jewelers Association, the apex body for bullion trade. And I am currently on the advisory board of MCX,
MCX is what?
Multi Commodity Exchange,
Okay.
Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, and India International Bullion Exchange in their product advisory committees.
Okay.
So I was in the advisory committee for Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Consumer Affairs for mandatory hallmarking.
Okay.
So I've been involved actively on the national trade bodies,
Okay.
and now currently back again into business and going full throttle.
Very nice. Excellent. What an amazing journey. So you being an engineer, and so आपको transition करने में, I mean, was it a smooth transition for you to venture into the business?
Kind
family
of.
business?
Actually, we were lucky that our parents always, gave us the freedom. आपको जो पढ़ना है, जो करना है कीजिए.
Right.
So they allowed me to, explore whatever I could. I was involved in dramatics. I was involved in sports. Then did my engineering from the Premier Institute in India.
Okay.
Did management. Then I was in advertising. So they let me fly. And then, as I told you, my father asked me, "Now I think it's time." Because if you go too much further on a particular line, it's difficult to come back.
Exactly.
But then I took a conscious call that my father, uncle, their previous generations have worked so hard, and they've created a legacy, created a brand which is valued by so many people,
Okay.
trusted by so many people. So if I have to put in my energy and efforts, what better place to be in your own business? So in 1995, I joined the business, and not even once I've regretted the decision.
1995.
1995.
Okay.
It's been 31 years now.
Okay.
So, but not even once I have regretted the choice. Because every time you see a customer going out with your bag and a big smile on her face, that gives you a different kind of satisfaction.
Absolutely.
Yes, you have made some change, given them some happiness. Like our tagline says, "सोनेरी क्षणांचे सोबती," or in Hindi it is "सुनहरे पलों के साथी."
Okay.
So when the customer comes in, they are celebrating.
Right.
घर पे बच्चा हुआ है, शादी हुआ है, anniversary है, someone has cleared 10th, 12th. So when they are celebrating, we are lucky to be a part of that journey, and we are share their happiness. So that gives us immense satisfaction. So I've never regretted coming here.
Very nice. Absolutely. So sir, थोड़ा सा journey के बारे में बताइए of WHP brand. It started from South Mumbai, Girgaon.
Girgaon.
And then moving towards the flagship stores in Kohinoor Square. So what is that core value जो 1909 से चली आ रही है and you refuse to modernize?
It started in 1909 when my grandfather and grand uncle, we started. That time South Mumbai was the heart of Mumbai.
Okay.
Everything used to happen from there. And they started, incidentally, Vaman Hari Pethe was asked, he asked astrologer कि मैं किस में business करूँ, because he was not interested in studying much. He said मुझे business करना है.
Okay.
So he was told कि किसी सफ़ेद चीज़ में आप business कीजिए. सफ़ेद चीज़ में.
Okay.
So that time there were only two options. या तो you have silk, बाहर से आता था मलमल वो, या तो pearls,
Okay.
वो बाहर से आते थे. So he said मेरे को silk, I'm not interested, so I'll go for pearls.
Okay.
So we were known as मोती वाले पेठे.
अच्छा. Okay.
So jeweler who dealt in moti or
Moti.
pearls, we were known as moti wale pethe.
Right.
But they were pragmatic enough and understood that the jewelry landscape is changing. So slowly, as the market changed, we entered gold, diamonds, silver. So now we are a 360-degree kind of service provider or one-stop shop, you can say, for everything. So we were one of the earliest people who understood and had diamond jewelry in the store.
Okay.
So all the erstwhile industrialists, movie stars, they used to come and frequent our store because we were one of the very few people who could understand diamonds and stock diamonds. But then around 70s, there came a time when there was Gold Control Act was introduced by Morarji Bhai Desai.
Okay. So when was
this was around 75, if I mistake not.
Okay. 1975.
1975.
Okay.
So which prescribed that no one can hold any jewelry above 14 karat of purity.
Okay.
So that restricted the whole gold market. A lot of artisans, karigars were jobless. There were a lot of suicides. So the whole market was in a turmoil
Okay.
for almost 20-25 years. Then in 1990, the erstwhile government in that time, I think it was Mr. Singh who abolished the Gold Control Act.
Okay.
And then he was also introducing, opening of the economy, foreign investment. Earlier, there used to be a license Raj, that you had to have a license to import gold. He opened up the economy. That's when the whole, growth for the industry came, as well as growth for us came.
Okay.
So from Girgaon around 60s, we had moved to Dadar,
Okay.
where you have been.
Yeah.
So now that Dadar store is our main store, head office or flagship, you can say.
Okay.
And then around 94, 95, we started expanding. We went to Pune, we went to Thana, and slowly we started expanding. And then now we have 33 stores across Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Goa. So that has been the kind of journey, 5 generations.
Okay.
And I can proudly say that we have 3 generations of customers
Very nice.
who are coming to us. We have 3 generations of team members who are working with us. And we have 3 generations of vendors.
Okay.
So basically the ethos has been that any relationship that we create, we value that, we cherish that. So our relationship with our vendors, our team members, our customers is so strong that it has sustained for 117 years.
Excellent.
And you asked what has been the key thing why it has survived for 117 years.
So, what is the core value?
The core value is to put consumer first, look at customers' benefit, even if it is at a loss to the company, but you put consumer first, and the focus has to be the consumer. I'll give you, simple one example.
Right.
What happens? This I'm talking about 40 years back. My father's friend was there, and he came one day with his wife and all the jewelry they had. So with a frown on his face, he said, I have to sell this because to expand my business, I'm buying a property
Okay.
for which I need money, and so this is all my wife's jewelry, so please buy it.
Okay.
But he assured his wife ki daro mat, once I make some money, I will make all the jewelry back again and I'll gift it to you.
Okay.
So she was sad, but she said okay. So my father purchased them, gave them money, and after 6-8 months his friend came back
Okay.
with a smile on his face ki yes, my business is now roaring, I'm doing well, so I want to make the same jewelry that I had sold
Okay.
for my wife. So my father said, okay, wait for a minute. He went inside and brought his own jewelry which he had given. He had not melted it.
Okay.
He came and said, this is the jewelry, I was sure that you will do well, this is your jewelry back, your wife's jewelry which you are sad to sell is here, you don't need to make anymore. So that is the confidence that he had with the customer, and the feeling that the customer took back that yes, I am the core, I am the center of this business. I think that is the ethos that has carried us through, and I hope and I'm sure it will carry us through next 100 years also.
Absolutely. I completely agree with what you said. And I mean, I saw one of your podcasts जिसमें आपने एक बहुत अच्छे बिजनेस प्रिंसिपल की बात की है. So I would want you to expand on that. So
बिजनेस में व्हेन यू एनी कस्टमर और कंज्यूमर सेंट्रिक बिजनेस होता है, तो उसमें या कोई भी बिजनेस में अप्स एंड डाउन्स आते हैं, डिफिकल्टीज आते हैं, सिचुएशंस ऑफ फ्रिक्शन आते हैं विद द कंज्यूमर, विथ योर सप्लायर, विथ योर वेंडर और एनीवन. तो उसके लिए 2 प्रिंसिपल्स है जो आई थिंक आई हैव बीन फॉलोइंग एंड आई थिंक पीपल शुड फॉलो, कि सिर पे बर्फ रखना चाहिए और मुंह पे शक्कर होनी चाहिए. So you have to have your mind शांत, cool, but talk sweetly. I think if you talk sweetly, 90% of the problems are solved. And your balance 10% and with a good smile, it takes care of everything. So I think a cool head
Cool mind
and a sweet tongue
yes.
takes you through.
Yeah. And smile. So I think this is one of the greatest and I would say the main principle of business. Because so generally क्या होता है कि whenever we are, if we talk about any business, the person has to have that trust building being done by the other person.
Right.
So वो कैसे होगा? वो I mean we have to understand कि the customer has many options and he might not even say yes also in the first time. तो वो उनका एक good listener, I would say we have to be a good listener.
Yes.
And then जैसे आपने
So again, as I said, the customer's benefit or his I would say benefit has to be at the center of everything.
Yes.
Once the consumer is sure that the person is not here to sell me what he wants to sell,
Right.
he is helping me buy what I desire.
Exactly.
That is important because the moment you marry what you want to sell and what the customer wants to buy, then the sale is quite easy.
Yes.
If you try and push what you want, keeping or pushing aside what the consumer actually desires to buy, then there is friction.
Absolutely.
Then the trust will never be built.
Right.
Or if you're doing even wholesale business, manufacturing business, whatever, after 30 years now I realize it is not the product, it is not the packaging,
Yes.
it is the person-to-person relations that sell
Right.
in the market.
Absolutely.
Because many people will have the same product, many people will have better packaging. But if you have good relations with your vendors or your customers, that is what will sustain
Yes.
and make the sale.
Yes.
I think that's the key.
Yes. Agree, sir.
Yeah.
So that is actually very important and that's the key.
मतलब हिंदी में कहते हैं माल नहीं बिकता है आदमी बिकता है.
Okay.
Something similar to that.
So coming to the geopolitical situation and what Prime Minister Modi ji currently nudge about gold resistance buying. So what are the new policies and reforms if you could elaborate on those?
Before that, I'll give you some background of what the gold, landscape in India is.
Right.
India roughly imports around 700 tons in India gold, which was around 1,000 tons earlier, but now it's about 700 to 800 tons
Okay.
is what we import. Part of which is used for fabrication demand,
Okay.
which is where you convert it into jewelry and resell or sell. Part of it goes as bullion demand or investment demand, as they say, where you sell coins and bars.
Okay.
And thirdly, part of it is also exported after manufacturing into jewelry, it is exported back.
Okay.
So out of the 700-800 tons of requirement in India, Indian mines only produce about 3 tons.
3 tons.
3 tons.
That's
The
way too
maximum
less.
4.
Okay.
So it's almost 99.5% of India's gold demand is imported. So every ounce of gold that is imported has to be paid in dollars. So more gold that is imported means more dollars requirement. It puts a lot of pressure on the balance of payment and puts a pressure on rupee exchange rate.
Right.
Currently, gold is the third highest import bill that we have,
Yes.
because the prices of gold have almost trebled in last 3-4 years post corona.
Yes.
So the first one is oil and gas. Second is electronics, and third is gold.
Gold.
So because the oil prices have suddenly gone up from $60-70 to $115,
Right.
so that is putting a lot of pressure on the foreign exchange requirements.
Right.
So what our Honorable Prime Minister is saying, so we can try and control consumption of our, oil, if possible, work from home or carpooling, things like that.
Right.
Try and buy what is made in India to reduce the electronic imports.
Right.
And the third is gold. So he's saying at least 1 saal parhej karo. Try and reduce your import of gold or consumption of gold. So what the whole industry has said is we have welcome PM Modi ji's suggestion because मतलब राष्ट्र है तो हम है,
Right.
राष्ट्र हित सबके ऊपर है. So we understand that. So what we are trying to push them is that people can recycle their old gold that is there at their households.
Okay.
Currently, India has, it's an estimate, around 35 to 40,000 tons of gold is lying in India.
Okay.
So you can compare that to 700 tons of import. And we have been importing for last many years. And our Stridhan for generations has been there in the households. So 40,000 tons
Lying.
is lying. So from our council, where I was the chairman also, and many other councils in the country are suggesting or pushing the government and RBI to improvise the gold monetization scheme
Okay.
that has been running GMS,
Okay.
so that once that picks up, gold, unused gold bars which have been bought for investment,
Okay.
they are lying in people's households, that can get into the banking system,
Okay.
right? So, and that will have 3-4 benefits. Number one, the consumer will start getting interest on the idle gold sitting at her home.
Okay. Yes.
Number one.
Of course.
Number two, banking channels will get some revenue out of it because there will be some processing charges, things like that. Number three, that gold will get recycled to domestic jewelers
Yes.
on loan, which currently they are importing. So they will get easy loan domestically. Once they get that, they will reduce importing gold from outside.
Yes.
So less of dollars being used for this gold import. That will improve the current account deficit. So it is a kind of win-win situation. But the earlier GMS which was proposed had some problems, that it was only the assaying centers which were allowed to get the gold deposit from consumer. So housewife will not go searching for a assaying center on second floor in some other building. For her, the number one contact point for anything related to gold is her family jeweler.
Yes.
Right?
I was
So
about
that
to
is
say,
the
yeah.
easiest way. So we have proposed to the government and Reserve Bank that to make the retailer, jeweler, the fulcrum of this thing without putting at risk the consumer's gold. The jeweler can deposit prior with Reserve Bank
Okay.
a certain amount of gold. Against that, he should be allowed to take gold deposit from the consumer.
Right.
And everything will happen electronically, digitally.
Digital.
So there is no safety security problems. Once that is done, then that gold will come back to the jeweler. And as I told you, those 3-4-4-fold benefits will accrue to the government.
Okay.
So the trade is with our Honorable Prime Minister. But we have also suggested a number of suggestions to ease gold imports.
Okay. Very nice. So this is something which is actually, I would say, sustainability also.
Yes.
We are using, I mean, जो हमारे पास already है,
Yes.
उसी का एक हमने different channel बना कर
And
we are.
another important source of domestic gold is the temple trusts. So everyone offers something or gold, silver to the temples when they go.
Yes.
So these old temple trusts are sitting on large stock of gold and silver.
Right.
So if that can be used for the common public, if it comes back into circulation, they will earn some money out of it, and forex can also be saved.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Silver की सर आपने बात करी, तो I was reading an article on silver. So silver is also like the rise of white metal जिसको बोलते हैं, and it's also called the poor cousin of gold. So silver के बारे में से बताइए. I mean still I can see that there are some deficit of silver. I mean जितना चाहिए उतना हमारे पास नहीं है.
Right.
Because उसका काफ़ी industrial uses भी है, if I'm not wrong.
Last 5-7 years, the situation in silver has changed substantially. Last, I think, 4 years, silver production versus demand, there has been a deficit for last 4 years.
Last 4 years.
4 years.
Okay.
So any industry which has a deficit for 4 years, you know where the prices are headed.
Yes.
They are headed high. Number two, silver has always been linked with gold, and it's considered as a cousin of gold. Whichever way the gold moves, silver moves. There is some lag to it. Sometimes silver moves ahead of the gold, or sometimes gold moves ahead and silver then follows.
Right.
So that is the kind of relationship that gold and silver have. So silver has always been seen as a precious metal. But last 5-10 years, because all these global capacity centers, GCCs, are coming up,
Yes.
then mobiles, then EV charging stations, EV batteries have come. So all these industrial uses of silver have substantially gone up.
Yes.
So silver is, fortunately, unfortunately, more of an industrial metal rather than a precious metal.
Yeah. Rather than ornament.
So whenever there is any recession, maybe in China or world, the silver demand also dips according to that. So and silver prices, because of the deficit, have gone up. So silver, which was about $25-30 to an ounce, went to almost $120 to an ounce, which is 4 times.
Okay.
So in industrial demand, this input part of their raw material, silver, if the price goes up by 4 times, definitely all the industries are also looking at any alternative that they can find.
They can find.
Because otherwise the price of that battery, price of the car, mobile, everything will go up substantially. So people have always started looking for alternative to silver consumption. But as of now, it is not there.
Okay.
There is a rumor or a news that a new kind of automotive batteries are coming,
Okay.
which have almost 1 kilo silver per battery, but then it charges, I think, 5 or 10 times faster.
Okay.
If that comes in, then the demand for silver will go through the roof. So all these things are demand related. But the flip side of the coin is the supply.
The supply, yes.
Interestingly, there are no dedicated only silver mines.
Okay.
Like you have copper mines, you have gold mines.
तो फिर कहाँ से सर
So silver is a byproduct of gold mines, copper mines and other mines.
Okay.
So that's why you cannot say कि अरे आज 8,000 टन की जगह 16,000 टन का डिमांड है, so I want to increase my production, ramp up my production. It's not possible,
Okay.
because getting a new mine functional is like 5-10 years project. So अचानक से 2 साल में production 20% बढ़ा दो is not possible.
Right.
And secondly, because it is like majority comes out through a byproduct of other mines. So it is not in control of the silver mining industry. So these two, supply side also there is constraint, demand side there is growth. That is what is hitting the balance. That's why the prices are going up.
Okay. So silver, in fact, जो हमारा Indian currency है rupee, so it is being derived from the word called rupayakam. So which means silver.
Rupiah, silver.
Rupayakam.
Yeah.
So which means silver coin or route silver. So जैसे आपने बताया that इसका industrial usage है and EV vehicles का तो no doubt EV vehicles is going to be industry is going to rule now. तो सो फिर कैसे, सो what do you think would be the possible things जिससे हम सिल्वर की सप्लाई को इंक्रीज कर सकें?
सिल्वर की सप्लाई तुरंत तो नहीं बढ़ सकती.
ओके.
बट वंस द प्राइसेस स्टार्ट गोइंग अप, रिसाइकल्ड सिल्वर स्टार्ट्स कमिंग इनटू द मार्केट, जिसे हम स्क्रैप कहते हैं. जैसे समझो आज प्राइस 2,60,000 है, इफ द प्राइस गोज टू 4 लाख रुपीज, जिनके घर पे बर्तन पड़े हैं या एक्स्ट्रा का चांदी पड़ा है, पीपल ट्राई एंड मेक एडवांटेज ऑफ दैट, और वो चांदी रिसाइकलिंग में आ जाता है.
अच्छा.
तो वो सप्लाई मार्केट में आ सकता है.
ओके.
अभी आई थिंक 15 days बैक गवर्नमेंट हैज बैंड इम्पोर्ट ऑफ सिल्वर.
ओके.
टोटली.
Okay.
Barring डोरे सिल्वर विच इज रिफाइंड हियर, बट अदरवाइज रिस्ट्रिक्शन आ गया है चांदी के इम्पोर्ट पे.
अच्छा.
लेकिन इंडिया में डोमेस्टिकली चांदी बहुत सारा पड़ा हुआ है और स्क्रैप भी है. सो दैट विल कम इनटू सर्कुलेशन, बट ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम ये जो सप्लाई कंस्ट्रेक्ट जो इम्पोर्ट कम हुआ है उसका इफेक्ट आएगा, बट आई थिंक इट विल टेक कपल ऑफ मंथ्स.
ओके, तो कह सकते हैं इसको पुअर कजन ऑफ गोल्ड.
हाँ है, कितना भी पुअर कज़न हो, हम हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, किसी का एकदम दिन अच्छा है और अच्छा चल रहा है तो हम कहते चांदी हो गई.
यस.
कितना भी कह रहे हैं हम कहते हैं चांदी हो गई, which means is doing well.
Yes, yes. So going good.
Going good.
Right. So, and you mentioned about, you said 1,000 tons of gold is being, आपने बात करी कि इतना गोल्ड होता है, तो इसमें से कितना परसेंटेज वेडिंग्स में और ब्राइड्स इसमें कितना परसेंटेज जाता होगा इसमें?
As I said, at one point of time, around 1,100 tons import होता था regularly. तब price was I think 5,000 rupees for a tola.
Okay.
Now it is 1,50,000 plus for 10 grams. So पहले का तोला अलग था, अभी 10 ग्राम. पहले का 11.66 था, अभी 10 ग्राम्स को तोला हम मानते हैं.
Okay.
तो उसका 1.5 लाख के ऊपर हो गया.
अच्छा, 10 grams is equal to 1 tola, which
नहीं, पहले 1 तोला होता था, that was 11.66 grams.
11.66.
66 grams. वो पुराना मेट्रिक था मेजरमेंट का, तोले का.
अच्छा.
तो उसके हिसाब से इंटरनेशनली आउंस के हिसाब से मेजर करते हैं, विच इज़ 31.11.
ओके.
तो 31.11 का एक आउंस होता है, जिसका इंटरनेशनली प्राइस आउंस में डिटरमाइन होता है.
ओके.
जैसे अभी सोने का प्राइस $4,400 है पर आउंस.
ओके.
चांदी का $70 है पर आउंस. पर 31.11 ग्राम्स इज $70.
ओके. एंड 1,50,000 per 10 grams.
Yes,
in
yes,
India.
yes. तो ये 700 टन का जो इंपोर्ट होता था सोने का, उसमें से लगभग 100 टन री एक्सपोर्ट होता था.
ओके.
राइट. अनदर 150 to 200 टन्स का बुलियन बेचा जाता है कॉइन्स में. और जो बचा हुआ है उसके साथ 35 to 40% ऑफ स्क्रैप और ओल्ड गोल्ड कंज्यूमर्स देते हैं. वो दोनों मिला के ज्वेलरी सेल होता है.
ओके.
उसमें का वर्ल्ड गोल्ड काउंसिल का रिपोर्ट है, दे हैव स्टेटेड इट अराउंड 60 to 65% ऑफ द ज्वेलरी सोल्ड इज रिलेटेड टू वेडिंग. वेडिंग रिलेटेड, सिर्फ ब्राइड ग्रूम के लिए नहीं. मतलब जिसकी शादी है उसके मामा चाचा पेरेंट्स का, उसके रिलेटेड किसी और की शादी में हम लोग बाइंग करते हैं. सो वेडिंग रिलेटेड इज ऑलमोस्ट 60-65% of the jewelry sold in India is wedding related. So it's the main driver of the gold market.
Yes. So 60 to 70% में जब the bride and bridegroom, आजकल तो शादियाँ भी different styles से होती हैं. There are destination weddings and there are a lot of themes decided. And
अगर sorry to interrupt you, अगर आप देखोगे तो 100 रुपये का अगर शादी का बजट है तो उसमें नंबर 1 में सोना या ज्वेलरी आता है. अभी नंबर 2 में डेस्टिनेशन वेडिंग में फिर वो क्लोथिंग है जो बाकी आता है. बट नंबर 1 ब्रैकेट इज सोना. एंड उसमें किसी को दुख नहीं होता है.
Yes,
बिकॉज आई टेल यू, स्पेशली द फादर or the men of the house, because although ladies like it as an ornamentation, they want to look good and glow, वो सब ठीक है. पर जो घर का मैन होता है, he looks at it as an investment.
Yes.
Because शादी में जो ज्वेलरी परचेज होता है, that is always a long term investment. जो शादी में जो सेट लिया है या शादी में चूड़ी बनाई जो भी है, वो जनरली दैट लेडी passes it on to the next generation at their wedding. बच्चों की शादी में या आने वाली बहू को देते. So it's a 20-25 year horizon.
Yes.
So it's a long term investment. तो शादी में मैक्सिमम परचेज होता है, लेकिन बहुत बारी कंज्यूमर पूछते हैं कि अरे तब रेट ऊपर हो गया है, मेरे घर में शादी है तो क्या करूँ मैं, सोना लूँ कि नहीं लूँ. बट इट्स अ लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट. सो आज कितना भी समझो रेट 5% 10% ऊपर नीचे हो गया, इट शुड नॉट मैटर टू यू. क्योंकि लास्ट 25 ईयर्स में इफ यू सी, गोल्ड हैज गिवन ऑलमोस्ट 15% CAGR ग्रोथ प्राइस में. सो अगर उसमें घड़ाई का भी आप गिन लो 12-15%, तो एक साल में आपका घड़ाई फ्री हो जाता है।
घड़ाई क्या है?
घड़ाई मतलब मेकिंग चार्जेस उसका।
ओके ओके ओके।
सो लोग कहते हैं इसमें मेरा मेकिंग चार्ज में पैसा आ गया तो क्या है, लेकिन एक साल में प्राइस 10-15% बढ़ गया तो योर मेकिंग इज़ फ्री। आफ्टर दैट इट इज़ योर इन्वेस्टमेंट विच इज़ ग्रोइंग। सो शादी के लिए अगर खरीदना है तो उसके लिए प्राइस इतना देखिए मत, बिकॉज इट्स अ लॉन्ग टर्म थिंग। अगर आपको यू आर इन द ट्रेडिंग मेंटालिटी कि मैं ट्रेडर हूँ, मैंने आज 15,200 में लिया और 4 दिन के बाद 15,500 में मुझे बेचना है, इफ दैट इज द ट्रेडिंग मेंटालिटी यू कैनॉट लुक एट वेडिंग ज्वेलरी थ्रू दैट विंडो। इसको ट्रेडिंग करना, यू कैन गो टू द प्लेटफॉर्म्स एंड डू द ट्रेडिंग। लेकिन मेनी टाइम्स जो एंड कंज्यूमर होते हैं वो इसमें कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं, राइट, कि मैं कंज्यूमर हूँ, ट्रेडर नहीं हूँ, और वो ट्रेडिंग मेंटालिटी से अपना डिसीजन डिले करते जाते हैं, राइट, कि नीचे जाएगा तो लूँगा। लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स जब 1 लाख रुपया सोना हुआ था, सो पीपल सेड चलो इट्स 1 लाख रुपीज आई विल सेल एंड व्हेन इट कम्स बैक टू 80,000 आई विल बाय। ओके, गोल्ड केम टू 95 एंड वेंट टू 120, इट नेवर केम बैक टू 80। सो जो घर पे अच्छा सोना इन्वेस्ट करके रखा था वो 1 लाख में बेच दिया और 120 में दे हैड टू बाय बैक। So you sell gold only when you are in desperate need of money, right? Or you are buying some other asset. Absolutely. So wedding jewelry के लिए ट्रेडिंग मेंटालिटी से दूर होके लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट की तरफ से लोग खरीदते, और इसीलिए 60-65% ज्वेलरी वेडिंग रिलेटेड होती है।
तो सर कौन सी ज्वेलरी, आई मीन व्हाट इज द प्रेफरेंस ऑफ दीज डेज ब्राइड्स एंड ब्राइडग्रूम्स, बिकॉज आई हैव सीन देयर लॉट ऑफ चेंज। तो वो कैसे, आई मीन व्हाट काइंड ऑफ ज्वेलरी दे बाय, बताइए उसके बारे में।
पहले तो एकदम चंकी होता था,
स्पार्कल,
या शादी में भी ऐसे ही डिसीजन होता था कि इतने तोले लड़की को देंगे या इतने तोले देंगे, जो भी है। तो वेट पे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस होता था। लेकिन पिछले 10-15 सालों में डिज़ाइन हैज़ बिकम द किंग। डिज़ाइन कितना वजन है वो नहीं, लेकिन डिज़ाइन जो पसंद आए वही वो लड़की लेती है। एग्जैक्टली। और ज्वेलरी का जो सिलेक्शन था उसका भी प्रोसेस अलग हो गया बहुत सारा। कि पहले पूरा फैमिली आता था शॉपिंग के लिए, और तब जो लड़का लड़की थे वो पीछे, और पूरा फैमिली आके डिसीजन लेता था।
yes, तो अभी कैसे?
अब बाद में बीच में एक आ गया कि जिसमें लड़का लड़की और उनके सिर्फ पेरेंट्स आते थे। अभी लड़का लड़की इंडिपेंडेंटली जाके शॉपिंग करते हैं। तो जो शॉपिंग का प्रोसेस था वो भी चेंज हो गया। सिमिलरली तो ज्वेलरी जो करते तो उसमें अभी शादी में 2 टाइप की ज्वेलरी साथ साथ में लेते हैं। एक वो वेडिंग के लिए जो खरीदते हैं वो लेते हैं, और उसके बाद मुझे डेली वेयर के लिए यूज़ करने के लिए भी एक सेट लेते हैं।
अच्छा, ओके। तो उसमें कुछ डिफरेंट प्रेफरेंस है? आई मीन
जनरली लाइट वेट, अभी देयर लॉट ऑफ 18 कैरेट jewelry is there. Okay. Different kinds of polishes are there. Different color rhodiums are also there. Diamond में अच्छा खासा मूवमेंट आया है। पोल्की ज्वेलरी स्पेशली डूइंग वेल इन द वेडिंग्स, क्योंकि जो सेलिब्रिटी वेडिंग में देखते हैं लोग कि पोल्की ज्वेलरी है, ये है, सो it drives the market trend. Yes. So polki is also doing well in the jewelry. So there are diverse trends. So लोग डेली वेयर के लिए भी थोड़ा शादी के आसपास खरीद लेते हैं, क्योंकि शादी के जो ज्वेलरी वो बाद में रेगुलरली नहीं पहन सकते, ओकेजन में ही पहनते, लेकिन वो हेवी सेट भी लेते हैं, उसमें पूरा कलर कोऑर्डिनेशन, लहंगा क्या कलर का, ये वो, सो लॉट ऑफ प्रिपरेशन इज गोइंग, बट एट द सेम टाइम ओनली दे आर बाइंग समथिंग विच इज वेरेबल, बाद में रेगुलरली पहन सकते हैं।
तो सर उस केस में लैब ग्रोन डायमंड्स एंड माइन डायमंड्स के बारे में, आई मीन दे डू बाय दैट आल्सो फॉर डेली?
यस, interestingly, a lot of people are hearing and talking about lab grown diamonds for last 4-5 years,
right?
But lab grown diamonds have been around since 1950s.
1950s?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was General Electric were the pioneers in that.
Okay.
और उन्होंने lab grown में डायमंड बना के रखा था। They were using it for industrial because diamond is the hardest material.
Right.
Cutting ये जो भी है, so they were using that and it was not cost effective. उसके बाद नई machines आई, so the cost of producing that came down, and as it picked up, now even advanced machines have come they can essentially do what nature takes billions of years to do.
Okay.
They do it in a week's time in a machine.
Very nice.
तो उसका कॉस्टिंग एकदम से नीचे आ गया.
Okay.
पहले देयर वाज कंज्यूमर में डिसोनेंस था. कौन सा लैब ग्रोन है, कौन सा नेचुरल है,
Natural.
मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा. तो अभी नाउ यू हैव मशीन्स विच कैन इंस्टेंटली इन 10 seconds डिटेक्ट whether it's a lab grown diamond or a natural mined diamonds. So most of the retailers have these machines in the showrooms where you can actually go and check ki what I have is natural or lab grown.
Okay.
Because of overproduction, lab grown diamond prices have also gone down substantially. So now, luckily for consumer, it has clearly two separate segments. One is fashion segments catered to by lab growns, and one is natural diamond segment, which has value, which retains its value long term के लिए,
Right.
which lab grown diamond may not. It's a fashion kind of product. So दोनों अलग से product है. और किसी भी कंज्यूमर के लॉकर में आप देखो तो यू मे हैव बोथ द प्रोडक्ट्स, क्योंकि पीपल वांट टू ट्रैवल नाउ. और ट्रैवल करते वक्त दे आर वरीड कि मैं एक्सपेंसिव चीज़ पहनूँ नहीं पहनूँ. सो दे ट्राई एंड पिक अप सम लैब ग्रोन्स एट 1/10 ऑफ द प्राइस. फिर वो डेस्टिनेशन वेडिंग में जो गेस्ट आते हैं वो बहुत सारे लैब ग्रोन्स पहन के आ जाते हैं.
Okay.
बट नेचुरल डायमंड का जो वैल्यू है इट विल रिटेन बिकॉज इट इज़ यूनिक, इट इज़ रेयर
Absolutely.
एंड नेचुरल. क्योंकि अगर कोई किसी लड़की को कहेगा कि आई वॉन्ट टू प्रपोज टू यू फॉर वेडिंग और मैं लैब में बना स्टोन लेके आपको प्रपोज करूँगा, तो दैट लेडी विल नॉट लाइक इट.
Yes, absolutely.
So it has its
Natural.
benefits. There are emotions attached in the natural diamond, which may not be in the lab growns, because finally it is man-made, and this is nature-made. It has unique. Each piece of diamond is unique. You will never get two same diamonds.
Absolutely.
So it has its unique story. So natural diamond will also survive. Lab grown will also survive, but at different segments.
Yes. And emotions, yes. Emotional, I think ये सारी जो purchasing है, it is based on emotions. I'm seeing a lot of weddings around celebrities and otherwise also. They are wearing big nuts.
Yes.
So that is...
Nut is one ornament that has this unique power that the lady can wear anything that she wants. Top पहनो, jeans पहनो, जो भी पहनो. The moment she wears the nut, the look changes to a festive mood.
Right.
वो फेस्टिवल लुक ऑटोमेटिक आ जाता है वो नथ की वजह से. सो नथ इज एन एवरग्रीन ऑर्नामेंट
Yes.
दैट द लव फॉर नथ विल नेवर डाई, लाइक फॉर पैठणी.
Okay. Okay. Nice. And so any particular styles or modern styles, like the one which I'm wearing is the DNA one, the helix. So this
The
design
latest collection is Avira. Thank you for joining the Avira customer gang. So it is based on my nephew Neil designed it.
Okay.
That it's based on the DNA motif,
Yes.
where the DNA
Helix.
is correct, helix. So that has been used, and when it was launched around Valentine's Day
Okay.
this time.
Okay.
So
So the
based
shape
on that.
itself is actually very. I mean, it is intriguing,
Yes.
and it actually makes you. Actually, it makes you buy because
Good for us.
yes, because जब मैंने इसको देखा तो I was just asked the manager that the shape is what he said. It's his DNA. So then I said DNA. I said nee, helix design
Helix,
is this. So this was something really interesting, which I would say very unique kind of a design.
Absolutely.
And in fact, अगर हम हाउस होल्ड्स की बात करें तो देयर इज अ सेइंग दैट सोना माझी खरी कमाई.
No, gold is an important essential part of any household, because सोने के बहुत सारे चेहरे होते हैं. हम तो सिर्फ उसको ऑर्नामेंट के हिसाब से कहते हैं, लेकिन गोल्ड इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट हेज अगेंस्ट इन्फ्लेशन.
राइट.
क्योंकि जैसे जैसे इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ता है सोने का प्राइस भी बढ़ता है. इंटरेस्टिंगली मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि इफ़ यू मे बी 25-30 years बैक यू वांटेड टू बाय अ हाउस इन मुंबई, 5 लाख में घर आता था. तब 1 किलो सोने की कीमत थी 5 लाख. आज 1 किलो सोने की कीमत है 1.5-2 करोड़. आज वही फ्लैट का कीमत 1.5-2 करोड़ रुपए है.
राइट.
सो गोल्ड हैज रिटेन इट्स वैल्यू थ्रू द ईयर्स. तो हेज इम्पॉर्टेंट है गोल्ड. सेकेंडली इट ऑल्सो एक्ट्स एज एन इन्वेस्टमेंट फॉर द हाउस होल्ड.
राइट.
स्त्री धन होता है
यस.
इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए. नंबर 3, आज की तारीख में गोल्ड इज मोर ऑफ अ करेंसी इन द इंटरनेशनल मार्केट.
यस.
लोग डॉलर और गोल्ड को इंटरचेंज कर रहे हैं. इंस्टेड ऑफ डॉलर कभी सोने में शिफ्ट हो जाते हैं, कभी डॉलर में आते हैं. सो इट इज एक्टिंग लाइक अ करेंसी.
राइट.
नंबर 4 इज इट्स एन एसेट, लॉन्ग टर्म एसेट की तरह के देख सकते हैं. और नंबर 5 जो मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट मिडिल क्लास के लिए कि इट एक्ट्स एज एन इंश्योरेंस फॉर यू
इंश्योरेंस.
in times of difficulties, distress. That is the thing which survives you.
Right.
Corona may have seen many number of families which have survived.
On the basis
They
of.
had lost jobs, no income. They survive only because their households had some gold. So ये सब होने के कारण सोने को हाउस होल्ड में इम्पोर्टेंस है. और इसी कारण हमारे कल्चर में हर एक ओकेजन में सोना लेने की एक आदत डाली है. बच्चे का नामकरण विधि है, आप ले लो, फ्रॉम जन्म टू मरण हर एक चीज़ में हम थोड़ा थोड़ा सोना लेते हैं.
Yes.
क्यों? बिकॉज इन ओल्डन टाइम्स अभी के इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑप्शंस है, सेविंग्स अकाउंट है, वो कुछ था नहीं. सो इट वाज अ काइंड ऑफ फोर्स्ड सेविंग इन द फैमिली. थोड़ा थोड़ा सोना लेते जाओ
Yes.
ताकि ओवर द यू हैव सब्सटेंशियल गोल्ड दैट यू कैन यूज इन टाइम्स ऑफ डिफिकल्टी. या कहीं कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है तो आपको सोना होना चाहिए. सो दैट इज द इम्पोर्टेंस फॉर द गोल्ड फॉर एन हाउस होल्ड.
Yes. So in fact, आपने बिल्कुल सही बोला that there are some auspicious,
Yes.
ceremonies and festivals around which people generally buy gold.
Yes.
So let's say, for instance, Gudi Padwa, Diwali, Akshaya Tritiya, and Guru Pusha, Amrit Yog.
Yes,
तो so इस टाइम पे परचेजिंग किस तरह की होती है? I mean, what
ये
exactly?
मुहूर्त में गुरु पुष्यामृत या गुड़ी पाड़वा में जनरली बुलियन की पर्ची होती है. मतलब 1-2 ग्राम, 5 ग्राम, 10 ग्राम हर एक का वॉलेट साइज के हिसाब से लोग सोना खरीदते हैं. क्योंकि ये मान्यता है कि उस दिन जो आप खरीदो या अक्षय तृतीया में जो खरीदो वो अक्षय होता है.
Okay.
उसमें आपके क्या बोलते हैं वेल्थ और ये सब बढ़ता है. तो लोग पहले खरीदते हैं. तो पहले 3.5 मुहूर्त महाराष्ट्र में माना जाता था.
Okay.
सो नंबर 1 यूज टू बी दशहरा.
Okay.
नंबर 2 यूज टू बी दीपावली पाड़वा.
Right.
राइट. नंबर 3 वॉज गुड़ी पाड़वा. और जो हाफ मुहूर्त कहते थे दैट वाज अक्षय तृतीया.
अच्छा. Okay.
सो ये 3.5 मुहूर्त माना जाता था.
Okay.
बट ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम विथ मार्केटिंग थिंग्स हैव टर्न्ड अपसाइड डाउन. नाउ नंबर 1 एंड नंबर 2 मुहूर्त्स ऑफ द ईयर आर धनतेरस
Yes.
एंड अक्षय तृतीया.
Akshaya Tritiya. Okay.
बाकी सब नीचे आ गए.
Okay.
सो इट्स द सक्सेस ऑफ मार्केटिंग आई विल से. दीज 2 occasions have more.
Okay.
So the aim is to create more stories or occasions
Yes.
where you can buy gold so that the gold buying improves.
Very nice. So ये आपने बहुत सही बोला. That first two ये ऊपर आ गए हैं because of better marketing.
Change हो गया. It's essentially success of marketing.
Excellent. So जब online I've seen online purchasing also happening. So क्या खरीदते हैं लोग वाकई online? I mean,
Yes, the trend is picking up.
picking up?
पहले we have a separate company which is dealing into our online WHP e-commerce. My brother Aditya is taking care of that.
Okay.
तो इनिशियली तो सिर्फ सोने के सिक्के जाते थे या चांदी के सिक्के जाते थे. और स्लोली लाइट वेट ज्वेलरी बिक रही है. डायमंड सेट्स आर गेटिंग सोल्ड, पेंडेंट सेट्स आर गेटिंग सोल्ड. सो ज्वेलरी सेल्स हैव ऑल्सो गॉन अप.
Okay.
And bullion sales are also there. So that trend is picking up. People's I would say resistance to high spending online has gone down.
Okay.
They are comfortable spending लाख रुपीज़ 1.5 लाख
Offline.
रुपीज़ ऑनलाइन.
Okay.
पहले लोग डरते थे ऑनलाइन स्पेंड, तो 5,000 8,000 10,000 के ऊपर नहीं करते थे.
But abhi they are.
But now they are okay. Probably the insurance protects or whatever. But they are spending even in lakhs online.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I think it is here to stay,
Hmm.
and it is
Modern buyers.
modern buyers.
Modern
It is
buyers.
up to the online players to get the best out of that.
Hmm. Right. So ETFs, people are talking about ETFs. So मुझे थोड़ा सा बताइए आप ETFs के बारे में.
ETFs is like a mutual fund. It's like exchange traded funds.
Hmm.
So these fund houses are creating this fund where people invest in units,
Okay.
and it is benchmarked against the physical price of gold.
Okay.
Right? It's not a derivative. It is directly linked to the physical price of the gold. And by Reserve Bank and ministry rules, whatever gold is bought by the customer, the ETF or the fund has to buy equal amount at the back end in the physical gold. So if the ETF is sold for 3 tons, then they have to buy 3 tons of gold or silver, whatever they are selling, and they have to be kept in safe warehouses to protect the consumer, which is not the case in US and other places.
Okay.
You can invest in exchanges also, but in India,
You have-
it is 100% backed by physical gold. So there is an easy way of investing in gold,
Okay.
an easy exit. But for people who are financially literate, जिनको डीमैट अकाउंट है, they understand how to invest, उनका ऑनलाइन ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट है, they can invest and go out. But that is still a substantially lower percentage of consumers who understand and trade.
Right.
So it is small, but it is slowly growing nowadays.
Okay.
That's part of non-physical investment. डिजिटल गोल्ड भी होता है, लोग डिजिटल गोल्ड में भी इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, या गोल्ड कंपनीज में भी इन्वेस्ट करते हैं,
Right.
ETFs में करते हैं, और फिजिकल गोल्ड में करते हैं.
तो ये सारा सब पोर्टफोलियो का पार्ट हुआ है.
हाँ,
डाइवर्सिफिकेशन ऑफ पोर्टफोलियो
डाइवर्सिफिकेशन in gold.
इन गोल्ड.
So earlier when people had 100% investment, so out of 100 rupees, people used to say 8 to 10 rupees to be invested in precious metals, gold and silver.
Okay.
But now as things are moving, de-dollarization हो रहा है, so people are saying slowly to 15, 17, some cases people are saying even 20% of your investments have to be in precious metals.
Okay.
तो ये 15 या 20% में फिजिकल गोल्ड ले सकते हैं, ETFs ले सकते हैं,
ठीक है.
कुछ भी ले सकते हैं. जो आपको लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए रखना है तो फिजिकल गोल्ड में ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि फिजिकल गोल्ड में आपको होल्डिंग कॉस्ट नहीं है, रिकरिंग कॉस्ट नहीं है.
राइट.
While any other fund, you will have a fund manager, you will have set up everything.
राइट.
जो आपको लेके कुछ महीनों में बेचना है, कुछ करना है, तो दैट काइंड ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट यू शुड कीप इन ETFs और डिजिटल गोल्ड.
Okay. So now coming to the rapid fire round.
ओके,
So are you ready?
यस, आई एम रेडी.
So first question: gold at rupees 2 lakh or silver at rupees 3 lakh?
Gold at 2 lakhs.
Gold at 2 lakhs.
I'll give you a reasoning also.
Yeah, sure.
Because silver is, there's a lot of fluctuation, volatility in silver.
Okay.
So people who have strong jigra should enter silver. Because जैसे आपने देखा 4,20,000 जाके 2,30,000 भी आया था. So that kind of fluctuation can happen in silver.
Okay.
So people who have strong-willed should enter silver. Otherwise, gold is evergreen and a stable metal to be in. That's why gold at 2.
Okay, very good reasoning. Second question: investment. Physical gold in the locker or gold ETF on phone?
I prefer physical.
Physical.
Yeah. But for common consumer, you can have 80% in physical, 10-20% in electronic mode,
Okay.
which you can liquidate कभी भी आपको चाहिए. You can trade, play around, whatever. But 80% physical.
Okay. Traditional nut or modern diamond stud?
For me, traditional nut.
Traditional nut.
As I earlier said, it's one piece that brings up the mood
Yes.
and the look of a lady.
Absolutely. Buy on a dip or buy on a muhurat?
Buy like SIP.
Okay. What is that? I mean, usko.
So उसमें I'll say buy on a muhurat
Okay.
because उसमें other reasons भी है, your tradition, culture उसके लिए. But what I would suggest is people should buy like SIPs in mutual funds that you have. They should buy every periodically
Right.
some amount of gold,
Gold.
so that throughout the year you get an average price. Because gold market is like stock market. You will never be able to time it.
Okay.
You will never be able to get the bottom or sell at the highest price.
Okay.
So you should keep buying at regular intervals so that you get an average yearly best price is what you get. So SIP ideal is a must
Is
for
a
me.
must. Okay. So the next question is, it's not a rapid fire, but gold के prices नीचे कब आएंगे?
I don't think gold prices will come down substantially. उसकी भी रीज़न है मेरे पास, बिकॉज ऑफ जियोपॉलिटिकल सिचुएशंस जो है और फाइनेंशियल सिचुएशन इन यूएस, ये दो तीन चीज़ों के हिसाब से सेंट्रल बैंक्स का बाइंग, क्योंकि इफ़ यू रिमेंबर अराउंड 2021 जब यूक्रेन वॉर शुरू हो गया था,
Right.
so that time the western countries froze Russian accounts which had I think 300 or 500 billion dollars in it, and they were frozen,
Okay.
saying that we will use that money to fund Ukraine to fight against Russia.
Okay.
So that suddenly changed perception about dollar and assets in dollar around the world,
Okay.
that if all other countries can gang up against you and freeze your assets which are lying outside, so then you are at risk of that. So people started getting all their assets to their own shores.
Okay.
If you remember, India brought a lot of its gold lying in London back to India. Germany brought a lot of gold from US back to their shores. So people got worried that anything sitting in dollars, we are at a risk. So people started to move away from dollar as typically a de-dollarization phase. So people started moving away from that. And to move, the money moves away from that and gets into what? Gets into gold,
Gold.
which is physical, in your hand, in your control. So central banks have certain forex reserve, like even Reserve Bank of India has, where they have US bonds, some Japanese bonds, or maybe US dollar, yen, euro, pounds, and gold.
Okay.
So this all makes the kitty. When we say we have $600 billion of forex, this is what it is meant for.
Okay.
So उसमें से gold का percentage people are slowly increasing
Okay.
and reducing dependence on US bonds. Because कल उठ के US can say anything that I am not redeeming your bonds or whatever. So people are moving that. And recently I read a report that worldwide all the central banks, their holding of gold as part of their kitty is now higher than their holding in dollars.
Okay.
So which is an indicator, number one. Number two, US has substantial debt. I think 1.3 times their GDP is the debt, $40 trillion. So they have to, the dollar denomination, if the debt is higher, the value of that currency will start going down.
Okay.
So people will move out of that currency which is going down.
Down.
So it will move to gold.
Gold.
So these are the factors which have contributed to gold price going higher. And I don't see in next foreseeable future any of these factors going away. I see in next 4 or 5 years the factor is remaining.
Remaining.
Second, other geopolitical fights, wars are happening. So that will keep gold buoyant. They'll keep it up. So these factors will keep gold going high. So coming back to the question that when will gold prices go down? They will fluctuate. 5-10% they will go down. Even the prices went up almost 3 times. But after all this war and everything, they came down only 15 or 18%. So it's waiting for the next up move. So prices will keep going up, not at the rate that we have seen last 2 years, but they will keep going up. And number two, in India specifically, the gold prices, because everything is imported, is dependent on dollar rupee
Yes.
exchange rate.
Right.
You know where it is heading, so it will keep gold prices up.
It will keep. Great. So now we come to the end part of the podcast. So I would like you to share some experience, how your experience has been in the podcast.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me here. And it was free flowing. As if I'm talking to a friend. So that probably brought out best out of me. And it was fun. Thank you.
So in
Appreciate.
fact, I have seen you speaking. I mean, generally, I find you very reticent, very reserved kind of a person.
Yes.
But आज मैंने, I mean, the way you have spoken और बहुत अच्छी insights थी, from gold ETFs to import policy to portfolio and to traditional nut and different collection of WHP. So I think in a whole, this episode itself is a complete class and complete knowledge bank. Whosoever is going to invest and who has any other questions, whether myth or fact related to gold. So this podcast is going to serve them as a complete, set of things which you have mentioned. So it was wonderful having you, and
Thank you. Thank you.
looking forward to.
Hope people enjoy it.
Yes. India's relationship with gold is entering a new place. For decades, gold was viewed largely a macroeconomic problem, a major import that widened the current account deficit and increased dependence on volatile foreign capital. The question is no longer whether India buy too much gold, but the more important question is whether India can redesign its gold economy in the preparation of global uncertainty. So, viewers, I hope this podcast would give you a bigger picture with Ashish Petheji giving us a lot of insights. And don't forget to subscribe and keep watching Story Foundry and just share your feedback for this wonderful episode. Thank you so much, Ashish ji, for
Thank you.
coming to the podcast.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.